YouTube, what's going on, guys? Patrick here. Hope guys are having a fantastic day. Guys, today I want to talk about some extremely bullish news that I think could lead to Bitcoin's next pump. The pump back over $60,000 and potentially even to the next all-time high. I want to cover all of that and so much more news, so much more money-making opportunities are showing up in the market constantly with altcoins that I want to give you guys a ton of updates on. Now, I told you guys in the last video as well that I'm going to start using some different social media platforms. The reason for that is I love making YouTube videos, but they take a little bit of time. On Twitter, on Instagram, I can give you guys updates faster. So if you guys haven't followed me on those, links are going to be down below in the description. Twitter primarily, where you guys can tweet at me, mention me in tweets, ask me questions, and I can also tweet out, retweet things that I see happening in real time. So everything, we can stay updated as soon as possible. But let's dive into Bitcoin. Let's take a look at what's going on, starting off with currently on the daily time frame, nothing really too special. We came back into the EMA ribbon. We then, over here, then it had the next leg up. Now we're back in the EMA ribbon, similar to what we saw happen at this point, waiting for a little bit of a catalyst, I think, to take us back over to that next leg to the upside. Let's delete this over here. Now, very similar thing happening in the RSI, all the different peaks that we've had. We actually have a little bit of a trend line forming like this, where we've had multiple touches of the resistance. We can actually also draw potentially a support like this, a little bit of a range that the RSI has been bouncing above and below that we might want to keep a lookout for the future. Now, this is the daily time frame, so it's probably going to take a little bit of time before we have the next move. However, every one of these resistance points has been the new all-time high, right? It just lines up perfectly with these. So potentially the next one that does something like this, if it even stays within here, would just be Bitcoin doing something like this, getting to the next all-time high. However, if we break above it, right, if we maybe do something like this, then that could mean that parabolic run we talked about, that we, just up, and no pullbacks, which would be potentially getting us to the top of the bull run before we have some downwards action in the long term. It could all pretty much line up. So keep an eye on that. The daily candle for the day is up a good amount. So we are obviously really happy to see that. The 4-hour time frame, zooming in a little bit, is currently at a resistance on the EMA ribbon. So we've had up touching the resistance. Now we want to see if we can actually break above the EMA ribbon, come back, retest it as support, and start moving our way up this way, similar to what we're seeing on the RSI on the 1 hour time frame, because we already broke above the EMA ribbon on the 1 hour time frame. Currently, it's trying to flip bullish, and what we would expect to see here is a retest of the support and then a bounce up this way. Retesting it, starting with the lower time frames, retesting on the 1 hour time frame, bouncing above, keeping the momentum the way up would lead to the 4-hour time frame, then also breaking above, having the bullish flip, potentially retesting it. So starting off with the smaller time frames, then building the way up. But the reason I think we're so ready, I believe, for that next move to the upside, you guys know I don't bullshit you guys. If I don't think it's going to go up, I don't tell you guys it's going to go up. I usually tell you if I think it's going to go down, I tell you I think it's going to go down, right? We talked about Bitcoin hitting 60, 62K and then coming back down. This is exactly what we saw happen. So unlike a lot of people out there, we're not out here just trying to tell you it's going to go up every single day. However, like I said, we had that pullback previously here, similar to what we saw here, very similar to what we're seeing here. I do think the catalyst bouncing off the support of the RSI here, this could be the catalyst to take us up, having the next leg to the upside. Watch out for that. Now, bullish news, why we're actually seeing this green candle, a lot of people attributing it to Elon Musk. This is actually a lot more bullish than people are talking about, because Tesla starting to accept Bitcoin. We all kind of saw that coming. Tesla's now running Bitcoin nodes and internal and open source software to accept Bitcoin for payments, according to Elon Musk. Now, this is only within the US. They are trying to add pay by Bitcoin capability available outside the US. That's later this year. But the most interesting thing that I don't see a lot of people talk about is the fact that all of these coins are going to be kept as Bitcoin, right? So Bitcoin paid to Tesla will be retained as Bitcoin, not converted to fiat. Now, the reason this is extremely bullish is because a lot of the times, even if you can pay for something with Bitcoin, they're then that company is going to sell that Bitcoin back into the market, right? So increase the supply in the market. It's going to dump the Bitcoin so that they can get the fiat, so that they can pay for their taxes, pay for their expenses, whatever it is they have to do. This isn't the case with Tesla right now, at least. They're going to be holding on to that Bitcoin, meaning they're adding to the bunch of Bitcoin they already bought, but they're also locking up more of the supply, right? Locking up more of the supply and demand, very basic. We all learned in high school, I hope. Supply goes down, demand stays the same. The price, therefore, has to go up. And that is the reason why, I guess, Elon Musk, basically anything this guy says in the market leads to a pump. We all saw what happened with Dogecoin. And again, every time he says something bullish about Bitcoin, the price shoots up. Every time he says something bearish about Bitcoin, the price comes back down. Now, if you guys watched the last video, I made a little comment about a cryptocurrency called TCT that I thought had a lot of potential. It was coming out with, there was DeFi stuff coming out. There was, some new features coming out. There was stuff for NFTs coming out. There was a lot of news coming out, I thought was bullish for TCT. That I told you guys also, I had an order coming in at 80, right? At 80 Satoshis, I had an order coming in that I was going to buy just a little bit, nothing crazy, of TCT to play a little bit more of that higher risk play. Now, I only announced that here on YouTube. The reason I did that is because when I'm going to give a public call, right, a public statement for everybody that I'm going to be holding, again, not financial advice, not telling you guys to buy it, but I want it to be a fair playing field for everybody, so I only announced it in the video. And that's exactly what happened. My order filled at 80. It currently peaked at around 105. Now it's at 96. Anywhere from a 25 to 28%. I did not think it was going to happen this fast. By no means did I think it was going to happen this fast. And I mean, here we are. The news came out, I believe, at 3 o'clock in the morning, my time, while I was asleep, and it pumped the price up. Now, personally, a retest of the EMA ribbon would be nice, have a next bounce up. I still think there's room for this to move. I would not recommend buying in when it's already having its pump. Just showing you guys that, we talked about finding altcoins. We talked about finding altcoins that are, how to find the next 10x altcoin. These are some of the same things I used in that video were the same things I used to look for something like this, for news coming out, for something exciting to happen. Watch the last video if you guys haven't watched it already, right? If you guys want to see all the trades myself, my expert team are entering. As soon as we enter those trades, check out the first link down below in the description for the Cryptocurrency Trade Alert group. We post the trades in there as soon as we identify them. So it's not we buy them and then we give them to you and the price goes up. That's not the case. We also don't give you one price to buy in. We don't pump it. We give you guys a range of price to buy in, a strategy to buy in so it doesn't pump, so we can actually get in and we can see healthy growth on that trade. So you'll get access to every one of our altcoin trades, every one of our leverage trades, the #1 community in the space. But most importantly, it is free for 14 days. So there's no risk signing up. If you don't like it, if it doesn't work for you within those 14 days, you can just cancel and you'll avoid getting charged. So for 2 weeks after you sign up, we're not going to hide anything. We're pulling back the curtain. Every trade, everything is going to be there for you guys to take a look at, use in whatever way you want. Now, I wanted to end this off with some extremely bullish news for XRP, as well as a look at Cardano, because in the last video, I also talked about how I was going to be greedy and I didn't want to buy back Cardano unless it hit 1.1. I mean, it's been working pretty good, right? The greediness paid off. We got Cardano at 1.1. That's exactly where the order was filled. And then we had already a 4%. Obviously, it's not going to be a 20% move for Cardano just like that. But bullish news-wise, it is starting to have that tighten up of the EMA ribbon. Hopefully, if it maintains here, the EMA ribbon can flip bullish on the 1 hour time frame. Cardano can start its next leg to the upside. Last time it flipped bullish, we saw some pretty good stuff happen, right? We saw some pretty decent price action. Hopefully, we'll see something similar to that, given my entry was really, really nice. But I think the biggest news for people, especially if you've been in the channel, you guys know I'm a fan of XRP. I like what they're doing. I like the cryptocurrency. Primarily, I'm biased because it's made me so much money since 2017. By far, my biggest trade ever has been XRP at below 10 cents, selling it to $3 in a very short period of time. When I was relatively new to the space, I'm extremely biased. I love this. This thing made me a ton of money. Now, there have apparently been apparently the SEC case has been positive for Ripple. Now, this was obviously from a lawyer, so feeling pretty good. No big surprise, but I have heard, and from different articles, not necessarily from the lawyer, that there were some important things dropped. There were some, let's say, mic drop moments for XRP in favor of XRP that I think led potentially to the price having this little bit of a move, because XRP for the longest time, there had been no move, right? This whole time, XRP, there had been no move. It'd been very, very, very boring. I had some XRP, I bought in some XRP, and then the news came out and we started to see this happen. I still think there's room for XRP to move. I still, especially if that lawsuit gets dropped, or if they, choose to do things behind closed doors to get it settled, whatever it is, which is usually the case. That's why I'm kind of leaning towards that. Usually that tends to be the case. If that is what they do, I expect the price to catch up to the rest of the altcoins that have been seeing massive moves that XRP hasn't been seeing. XRP, Cardano, I think still have room to go. I still think over the next few weeks, they're going to be looking even better than they are right now. Not financial advice, not guaranteeing anything. Obviously, I can't do that. But from my opinion, from what I'm looking at, things still have room to move. Bitcoin still has room to move, and hopefully we see that move to the upside come relatively soon. Guys, thank you so much for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed. Leave a thumbs up, leave a comment down below letting me know what you think. Subscribe if you guys have not done so already with a notification bell so you can stay updated with all these videos. I mean, not going to say it, but I am going to say it. TCT did pretty well. I didn't think it was going to happen that fast. I didn't think it was going to be 30% a day, but TCT happened pretty well. Our Cardano buy target was extremely good, right? Buying in at 1.1, even if it goes a little below in the future, I am extremely happy at 1.1. Those are the type of entries you want to look for. Getting in at the right time, getting in at the right price, not jumping in. If we had jumped into either one of those, we would be down at the moment. But we waited for the right entry, and so we weren't down. Instead, we managed to be up already, even if it's just a little bit on Cardano. But guys, if you guys enjoyed that, again, make sure you subscribe, make sure you hit that notification bell, and I'll see you guys on the next one.